how you're building your business. And on this webinar this morning, we had Pure and Standard Life doing their thing, which was great. I mean, a couple of BDMs doing their usual trick of presenting a PowerPoint deck, weren't they, and just talking behind it. But hey, they're all about product features, and that's great. But there was about 90 odd mortgage and financial advisors on the Zoom call, because you had all their names and pictures on this gallery. And I was wondering what kind of business they were operating. They all looked like one-person bands. I don't know. And it kind of struck me as to where their clients are, what kind of client base they like to work with. You know, how do they niche their client bank? How do they decide who they're going to advise to? Because you can't sell to everybody. You've got to be crystal clear who you're going to be working with, who you're going to be advising, who is your client bank. If you're not crystal clear, then you'll get lost in the whole mix of people. I mean, there was 90 odd financial advisors on there, and quite frankly, they all look pretty much the same. Financial advisors all look the same, don't they? No, they were different, of course they were, but they all look the same. It's difficult to, they had fancy names and stuff, but it's difficult to know where their market was. So let me share you a couple of pictures, which I think you'll find interesting. Now, the first picture I want to share with you is a picture of a mountain range called the Himalayas up at Nepal, or across that neck of the woods. Now, the question I'm going to ask you as I show you the mountain range, let's show you the picture here. For those of you on the podcast, you can't see this, but it's the Himalayas mountain range. Now, my question for you is, where is Mount Everest? That's my question. Where amongst that mountain range is Mount Everest? So that's my first question for you. Now, my next picture I'm going to share with you is a panoramic view of London on a pretty gloomy day, really, where you've got the River Thames and some of the famous buildings. And my next question to you is, where is Big Ben? Now, for those of you listening on the podcast, you can't see it, but those of you watching the live stream, you'll probably think, actually, Paul, Big Ben's easy. It's there. There you are. There's Big Ben. It's quite an iconic thing. Zooming in for you so you can see it in some detail. Now, the whole point behind those two pictures is you will get lost in the crowd if you don't niche your business. Is your business unique? Because the picture of the Himalayas, although we know that Mount Everest is the biggest mountain in the world, they all look the same. You see, you've got like 20 odd mountains there. They all look the same. Okay, different angles show you one's taller than the other, but I can't see which one is Mount Everest. Whereas when I look at the picture of London, I know exactly what Big Ben is. Although it's only another building, you see, it's a unique image of Big Ben. And that's the point I'm making here. If you're operating a business and you're looking to niche your market, don't get lost amongst a crowd of similar financial advisors who all do the similar thing. They advise the same sort of clients. Make sure your offering is unique. You must stand out in the crowd just like Big Ben. So that's the metaphor there for you, makes you think. Now, this morning they were talking about mass affluent people who are now equity releasing, which is interesting. The affluent masses, they call them. Whether you agree or not with that, I got my sort of socialist views probably sort of knocked that on the head a little bit. But the fact is that you might market yourself to rich older people, and that's fine as long as you make it clear that's what you do and that's how you operate. So it helps with your marketing, you see. It improves your ability to market if you know who your audience is. We're talking about baby boomers here, aren't we, in the equity release marketplace. Baby boomers, for example, you won't find them on TikTok, but you'll find them on Facebook, so that's where you do your advertising. You won't find them on LinkedIn because they ain't working anymore. Most of them are retired, and most retired people don't go on LinkedIn. So it does surprise me, actually, how many people try and advertise on LinkedIn for their services. It ain't going to work that way. So you've got to be crystal clear of your market. That's the whole point.